Here we are live at OzHadou Nationals 14 in 2016. We're starting off the day with Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown, the beautiful game, the elegant game. This is Berserk DC. My name's Daniel. I'm here with Alex MD. How are you, Alex?
Good. It's been a good morning. Feel fresh and rejuvenated. A lot of exciting matches going to happen today. We had a lot of good matches yesterday as well.
Yeah, definitely. It's a stacked bracket in Virtua Fighter. We've had the invader Itazan. He's in winners top, and we forget actually we have another international in our top 4. Even though he's a local from Sydney, is Megadeth from Korea, who's like the laughing hyena of Virtua Fighter.
Korea/Sydney/Thailand.
Yep, a world traveler. Very excitable, fun kind of guy. Can be interesting and off-putting when you're playing because he just seems so random and wild.
And relaxed.
And relaxed,
is, kind of rare for tournament players, I think.
And after every tricky situation he puts you in, he'll cackle maniacally.
Yes.
So we hope to see that against Itazan today. So Itazan, also known as Itabashi Zangief, famous Street Fighter 5 player, of course for Zangief, but his home and his heart is with Virtua Fighter.
Yep. Obviously he won Sega Cup Europe along with a bunch of other Japanese tournaments.
Yep. So he plays Shun, who is the drunken kung fu master.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about Shun and the unique mechanic that he has.
Well, Shun has kind of a drink meter. So you'll see like a little drink bottle on his side of the screen with a number associated with it. He unlocks certain special moves at different drink counts, and other characters can sober him using typically slap attacks and things of that nature.
Yep.
So there's a real interesting game with choosing whether to get damage or to go for drinks instead, and with the other player sometimes sacrificing damage in order to take more drinks.
Yeah, you have to change your combos a little bit where you think, okay, Shun's getting a few too many drinks at this point because he gets pinker and more powerful as he goes on.
Yeah, that's right.
So you might finish a combo with a roundhouse instead of a double hit strike.
Yeah, that's right. I believe his redness was actually censored in BF2, the Western release, wasn't it?
Yeah. He's been around since Virtua Fighter 2, so we'll be showing a few introductions and we'll do a couple of casuals before we start. We just have the top 4 for you today. So just to quickly, we've mentioned our match that we've got coming up. We've mentioned Itazan's character Shun. Yep. Who do we expect? Megadeth, who plays the whole cast, just like yourself.
He does. I mean, he has a few kind of mains that are on a similar level. Go is one of them. I think Go could be good in that matchup. His punch parry is quite useful against Shun, who has mostly punches from long range.
So it's like the Sabaki where he sort of
he's
pushes,
a Nashi where he pushes the hand.
He pushes the hand away and then gets a grab.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's cool. That Go a good choice. We've also seen him commonly. He was playing a bit of Jackie yesterday, and he ran through the bracket with El Blaze. So I wonder if I think it's probably a choice between Go and El Blaze.
Yeah,
but he's practicing with Go right now.
He is. I'm not sure if that's a good move or a bad move. Obviously, it gives both players an opportunity to download each other.
I don't know. It's so varied from Megadeth that what are you downloading?
yeah, I guess that's true. A lot of people have a lot of trouble conditioning Megadeth.
So we'll mention the other side of the bracket. The next match we'll have is Mike, otherwise known as Iron Mike.
Yeah.
Owner of VirtuaFighter.com and a stalwart of the Virtua Fighter scene here from Sydney, and Made Man, Luke, who's been running the local tournaments here and doing a great job getting the Sydney crew organised. So looking in from the outside a little bit, us two from Melbourne, you know, we've had a similar experience building up the Melbourne scene and then kind of going quiet and then looking on with admiration at Sydney doing a great job. So good luck to Luke. He defeated you in the last segment of the lower bracket.
I beat him in our first encounter, then I lost to Megadeth, and then I flubbed it against him, unfortunately. But
so we're over that now. We're going to enjoy watching these matches. Let's learn about the players. We'll run through the intro. So we're still running casuals at the moment. We should just check in with the players when they want to actually start. We'll just get that information so we can see. This is the likely matchup. We've got Itazan as Shun.
Yep. This will be our winners bracket match.
And Go in his stylish Tokyo Gangster outfit.
See, Itazan's incredibly adept at getting a lot of drinks early on. I mean, it's not uncommon to see him with 12 or 13 drinks in the first round.
That is just madness.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the key strategies against Shun is you've got to minimize that.
Yep.
And Megadeth knows that. Like sometimes you kind of expect he's playing by feel, but he knows.
We do have a very strong Shun player in Sydney here in Chill.
Yep.
So they all have Shun experience, but sometimes I feel like it can be a detriment to the players to have experience with a particular type of Shun player and then play another one.
Well, that definitely brings us to a topic about Virtua Fighter for those that aren't familiar. Obviously, it's a 3D game. You have sidestepping, you have a block button. But look at the life bars as they play. High damage. Okay, so just confirming we're starting at 10:30. So in a few minutes we'll continue a few casuals, and then we'll kick off. But yeah, so that point about Virtua Fighter and the high damage. That's one of the things I find so exciting about this game. The speed of the game and the damage from all of the moves is at a high degree. And why is that okay? It's because there's such a variety of moves that from round to round, you're going to get a different experience, and you really have to work hard to anticipate and work through your opponent's strategy.
Yep, and obviously this game has a very good balance of risk-reward, so it's not like in some other games where you can just be constantly throwing out big attacks. You really have to get a good read on an opponent to do that much damage.
Definitely, I think we'll see a lot of that today, particularly when we move to the matchup with Mike and Maidman.
Yes.
Because we saw yesterday, Mike made it through some very tight matches, particularly against Chill.
He did, yeah.
Through strength of the basics.
Yeah, so if anyone out there is wondering why is Mike in loser's bracket, he actually moved himself into Itazan's bracket due to a scheduling conflict with his soccer game. And
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We saw the picture of Mike there with his Arsenal jumper on before. He's a huge football fan. Yep. He plays football. He was in the minor premiership for his league.
I'm not sure how that went. I haven't checked yet, but I don't see any dark clouds hanging over his head, so hopefully it went well.
Yeah, I asked him. He said he's feeling good. He had to rush in from the car park. He got a small warm up just before, so yeah, I'm sure he's feeling fine. I think Mike here on the streaming setup says that Itazan's arcade stick is straight fire. What is the story? I can't quite see it. It's
I'm thinking it's like one of those old $30 Ori arcade
of
sticks.
course, of course.
With the little clacky buttons.
Well, simplicity is beauty, right?
You can do with a handicap anyway, right?
Yeah, it feels like my first arcade stick a little bit. That's beautiful. So let's have a look at what these guys are showing us at the moment in casuals. The crowd's already getting loud and excited, even though they're just mucking around.
Itazan's already on. Now he's done a good job sobering him, but he was on 10 drinks initially, which would give him the half circle back throw. So now that he's on 11, so we'll probably see him go for the half circle back throw sometime soon.
The thing to remember, viewers, about Virtua Fighter is all throws are escapable, but you have to know what direction your opponent is going to throw you.
Yeah,
because
that's right.
they're all command throws which end in a direction of generally left or right or neutral. Neutral being the lowest damage, but it's a nice counterpoint to, oh, is it left or right?
Yeah, Shun's one of the very rare exceptions in that his neutral throw is very useful. It gives him 2 drink points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So so if you're defending against a throw, basically you hold guard, then you hold down punch, and you don't have to tap it at the exact moment. You can just hold it down. You could be blocking, moving around, whatever. You could be buffering from the end of a move that you're recovering from, and you know that the opponent's going to punish you, and you know that they love to do a throw that ends in the right motion. So you hold right, punch and guard together, and you will escape the throw.
That's right, affectionately known as lazy throw escape.
Lazy throw escape. I think it's good. There's so much you have to think about in this game as it is that it's nice to have a mechanic where it's like, okay, I'm just going to hold this direction because I'm going to lock out that particular throw. And I've got all these other things going on, like I'm sidestepping, I'm crouch dashing the duck under their throw, and I'm thinking about my next move. And as you can see, it's all happening at high speed.
Yeah, that's right. Fits very well with the general idea of Virtua Fighter being a read-based game rather than just a dexterity challenge or something like that.
Yeah, although that is definitely a part of it too. I hope to see, although we probably won't, I hope to see Mike cut loose with Kage and the Dragon Punch style moves that he has, which are all what we call just frames, which it has to be executed on the, you do the first move and then within a frame you've executed the next part of the move. But generally, Virtua Fighter is actually, despite its reputation, a super easy game to play.
Yeah, that's right. The combo system in this game I think is much easier to understand. You don't have those 50 hit style combos where you have to spend weeks in training mode trying to get them down.
Yeah, you're spending more weeks looking at situational things like if I'm this far from the wall, like I'm a half distance from the wall, how can I push them to the wall and actually get that wall hit?
That's right. The wall game is very, very deep and interesting in this game, and that's something that the Japanese players really excel at, I think.
Definitely pertinent to a situation here where we're in a corner and what we have is Callum from Melbourne, also known as Maximum Abare, a term that means he likes to attack.
Yes.
So when in the corner, there's a few options, like you might actually get a wall splat if you hit the wall perpendicular directly.
Yeah, that's right.
But you might actually want to sidestep to their side and actually cause a side hit on the wall.
Yep. There are a wide variety of parallel to the wall combos that do a lot of damage. Even if you hit someone just with a basic low kick, if it hits their side into the wall, you get a huge combo out of it. So very important to know those.
Yeah, so even though the moves generally are very easy, it's you want to do an elbow, push forward and punch, and it's very logical. Yeah. If you want to do running punches, punch, punch, punch.
There's a basic framework that kind of runs between characters with a lot of standard moves, your high punch, low punch, elbow, side kick, those kind of things, that make it easier to go from one character to another than in many other games.
So Jean is the character of choice here for, oh there we go, there's one of those side wall hits.
Yep.
Side step around and then complete a combo.
Yes. That pesky 1KK at the wall, you see here, leads to a wall hit.
Oh yes, that is very painful. It's such a good move generally because it's fast and hard to see, starts low.
That's right, and if it hits you, he can actually do a meaty 6 PKG, which is the drink, so it gives him a guaranteed drink as well anytime he hits it. It's also half circular, so you have to dodge it to his back. And even if you block it, he has the choice of tapping guard, sacrificing a drink and falling to the ground.
Yep. And tell us a bit about Jean. He's a newer character in the game. Yep. Was introduced during the Virtua Fighter 5 series.
Yep, that's right. He has some really interesting mechanics. He has a guard break, which is very important in this game. He also has these charge moves. If you block them, they give him +6, so he has basically an Itaku anytime you block some of his charge attacks. And the great thing about those attacks is there are a lot of meaty setups for them.
Yep. Yeah, it's crazy when there's a particular setup that Callum, who's playing now as Jean likes, is to sidestep hard to the side when you've been under pressure. So you want to continue blocking, and then he does one of his charged kick attacks.
Yeah, that's right. The charged attacks, if you block them from the side, his kick follow-up is actually unblockable. So it's an unblockable setup, which is very unique in this game.
Yes, very, very unusual to have a situation like that. So as they finish off this final round, next we will, oh there we go, sidestep into the attack. And I think I've started doing that too. Yudazan just ducked. I'll just take the hit.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're in for a longer combo.
Yeah, that's right.
Look how pink Sean is right now. That is disgusting.
Pink. How many drinks does he have actually?
23. Oh no, 28. Yes.
28.
So we're going to go into the final match. Callum's moving off. Megadeth is stepping up. Let's have a shout out to our sponsors who have assisted making OHN the event that it is today. We'll just read through them. Capcom, of course, supporting Capcom Pro Tour status for the event, which is fantastic. Bandai Namco have supported by bringing Tekken 7 cabs for the Tekken community to enjoy. XSplit powering the broadcast. The consoles, members of OzHadou, actually part of the consoles jazz band that plays video game music. Brook Converters, Manpuku Ramen, who've had OzHadou and fighting game themed ramen dishes. Beast of the East, our friends in Asia managing fighting game events. Plantronics for excellence in audio. And ViewSonic, who donated a range of monitors for the use of the event. So thank you to all our sponsors. We've had the announcement of the players, and they're getting ready to move up onto the stage.